Hey Cootie Crew! It is time to celebrate because I have made it to a size 0 gauge in my ear stretching journey. I have finally made it to a size 0 gauge, and it took quite a while and quite a few months to get here. This was the most dramatic of the ear stretching sequences, although still not like terribly dramatic, so it's not like you have to strap in for a wild ride this time around or anything, but it's more than just prep and stretch. If you saw my life update video, I was already at a size 1 gauge for that one, and so here's how that works. In most kits, you get a size 2 and a size 0, and then that size difference is humongous. So I went on the interwebs and found myself a 1 gauge taper and tunnel. That way I would just have to be doing a smaller stretch instead of one big one, or having to tape that much is more of what I was really not looking forward to. Because I could do it gradually by taping, but then I'd have to be taping for such a long time, and it's such a tedious process that I thought, if I can avoid some taping here, I'm gonna go for it. So I did. I don't remember off the top of my head right now how long I was at each stage, but I can go back in my videos and see when each of them were taken. So somewhere in this video, I'll put the time span of how long I was at that size, just to kind of give you some sort of context, because I really don't remember, and it's been so long, honestly, since I even stretched to a 0, because I didn't have any way to get my videos off of my camera. So I put off filming this, sorry. So I was at a 0 gauge for a while, and I tried to stretch straight to a 1, and it was basically like, oh hey, wouldn't it be cool if it stretched after like a month? And it didn't really work, which was fine. I wasn't really in a hurry. So then I started taping a little bit for not very long, maybe like 2 weeks. And then not very long, tried again, and then the 1 stretched a-okay, no problem. Well, I do think that was a really good approach to go to a size 1 gauge first, because it was a much easier stretch from a 2 to a 1. It was not really a problem. The metal for the 1 gauge kit that I ordered didn't seem to agree very well with my ears. I don't know if it's because I've been using glass plugs after stretching for a certain number of times that it just didn't feel as good, and it's just because it wasn't glass, or if it was a different metal. The tunnels themselves feel really thin, so it might have just been crappy metal. And I don't know what it was, but once I hit a 1 gauge size, everyone started to notice that my ears were stretched. Like, it was the funniest thing. I had been wearing a size 2 gauge for such a long time, and then the day after I stretched to a 1, I had 3 people comment on the fact that, oh my gosh, I didn't know your ears were stretched. Or my friends were saying like, wow, your ears are getting so big. Must be the magic size? Yeah, so I was at a 1 gauge for a little bit, and then I started taping up to get to a size 0 gauge, and after many months I tried it and stretched to a 0.
I guess really the entire time period from 2 gauge to 0 was just 3 months, but it felt like a really long time. So here's that stretch up to a 0. I did the usual sea salt soak beforehand, and then sanitize all the jewelry with soap, and then cover everything with coconut oil. So here we see is where it stopped, and then I added a little pressure, and just like that, it was stretched. Very simple, easy, painless stretch, which is what I'm going for. On that note, this is the usual reminder that stretching periods are going to be different for everybody. So just because it was about a total of 3 months for me, might not be the same for you. Definitely just listen to your ears. It should never be painful. And if you have any questions about the process, pro tips, or feedback, or just want to share a little bit of your journey, please do that in the comments, because this is supposed to be a helpful space for everyone, and it just kind of helps to hear what everyone else's journey has been like. And once it's stretched, my aftercare routine is to just do sea salt soaks for about 2 weeks and then continue to wash and use coconut oil every day afterwards. So here I have a 2, 1, and 0 gauge just for a size comparison, so you can see that gradual jump that I was talking about, and it was so nice for my ears. Here's a nice close-up of just what that size looks like. It's getting there. Like I said, it's getting to be noticeable, and I'm closing in on that double 0 gauge size, which I said was going to be my first checkpoint to see if I wanted to keep stretching. And we're getting very close, people.
Yeah, so that's it. And then I was using the glass plugs for the first couple weeks. After stretching to a 0, at this point it might even be like a month since I've stretched it. It's been a while. Like they're pretty healed up. They feel pretty healed. But just because a 0 for, oh my goodness, see? They just start falling out because I don't have the O-rings on the back, which is usually a good sign that they are happy and healed. They just start falling out. Yeah, so right now I'm at a 0 gauge and I'm gonna stay here for a little while. Like I said, I've already been at a 0 gauge for quite some time. I'm not really in too big of a rush because it's gonna be another longer time period to get there because that size jump is so big. And I want to do this nice and easy and take my time. But guys, we're getting somewhere. This is so cool. I don't even know if there are options for an in-between 0 and double 0 gauge size. Like, because before I used the 1 gauge, I don't know if they have any in-betweens. What would that be, like 9 millimeters? If they do, I'm gonna try that again. If they don't, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. And that's it this time around for my ear stretching update. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been following along this whole time and offering encouragement and advice and just watching my videos. Like, I honestly think it's awesome and you guys have been so cool. If you found this video useful or entertaining, as always, please give me a thumbs up. Check out the other videos on my channel. If you are interested in my other ear stretching videos, updates, whatever, you can find them on my channel along with a ton of other videos of me trying new things and crafts and all sorts of stuff. And if you want to stay tuned for the future of my videos, please subscribe. And I will catch you next time.